released as a single in 1969 with Don't Let Me Down on the B-side, and later featuring on Let It Be. Get Back is one of the Beatles' most celebrated tracks. Written primarily by Paul McCartney, it's a song that began as a simple jam session and evolved into a powerful rock anthem. With its raw energy, lyrical wit, and cultural relevance, Get Back marked a turning point for the band as they sought to reconnect with their roots and rediscover their love for live music. Let's dive into the fascinating story of how this song came to life and its lasting impact. The track originated during the Beatles' infamous Get Back, Let It Be sessions in January 1969. Frustrated with the complex studio experiments of their previous albums, the band decided to return to their rock and roll roots by rehearsing and recording in a live, unpolished setting. The song began as an impromptu jam session led by McCartney, who strummed out the chords on his Hofner bass, while Ringo Starr joined in with a steady beat. Initially, the song had a satirical edge, with lyrics poking fun at the anti-immigration sentiment in Britain at the time. Earlier versions included lines about controversial figures like Enoch Powell, but these were later replaced with more light-hearted lyrics, shifting the song's tone to one of humour and celebration. The verses introduced colourful characters like Jojo, a man from Tucson, Arizona, which was inspired by Paul McCartney's visit to the area and his connection to Linda McCartney, and Loretta Martin, who was a man but thought she was a woman. These whimsical narratives reflect the Beatles' knack for blending humour with deep themes. The track was recorded at Apple Studios with famed producer George Martin, while Glyn Jones was instrumental in compiling earlier versions of the project. George Martin is officially credited as the producer for the single. Jones acted more as an engineer and was heavily involved in shaping the earlier Let It Be recordings, but it's George Martin's name that appears on the single. Billy Preston is on the track, playing a Fender Rhodes electric piano. The Beatles first met Billy in 1962 when he was just 16 years old. At the time, he was part of Little Richard's touring band, playing keyboard. The Beatles, who were an opening act for Little Richard during their Hamburg, Germany performances, crossed paths with Preston during this period. Years later, in early 1969, George Harrison reconnected with Billy. Harrison was attending a Ray Charles concert in London, where Billy was performing as part of Charles's band. Recognizing Preston's immense talent and friendly demeanour, Harrison invited him to join the Beatles during their stormy Get Back sessions. His contributions were so significant that he became the only non-Beatle to receive a performance credited on a Beatles single, The Beatles with Billy Preston. The band took a live approach to the recording, with minimal overdubs or studio manipulation. This approach gave the sound its raw, spontaneous feel, making it stand out from the more polished tracks of their earlier work. The song was recorded on an 8-track tape machine, a cutting-edge technology at the time. Now we can listen to some isolated tracks. McCartney's iconic Hofner bass provides the groove that underpins the song. His playing is dynamic, alternating between walking bass lines and steady rhythms, ensuring the track's momentum never falters. Ringo Starr's beat anchors the track, combining a tight hi-hat groove with snappy snare hits. His fills are minimal but effective, ensuring the song's energy remains focused. John played on an Epiphone Casino, while George was on his Fender Telecaster Rosewood. The rhythm is very Chuck Berry-esque, with short, bluesy licks. The sound adds grit and texture to the track. McCartney's lead vocals are expressive and full of character, complemented by Lennon and Harrison's tight harmonies. The call and response dynamic adds an interactive quality to the song. Finally, but not least, Preston's contribution is arguably the highlight of the instrumental arrangement. His fluid, soulful piano lines weave seamlessly through the track, adding warmth and a touch of gospel-inspired flair. The recording was not without its share of tension. The sessions were marked by creative differences and personal struggles within the band. George Harrison temporarily quit during the rehearsals, frustrated by Paul's dominant approach and John's detachment. Despite this, the band managed to channel their energy into creating one of their most memorable tracks. This period also saw the emergence of Yoko Ono as a presence in the studio, further altering the group's dynamics.
Let's face it, we didn't welcome Yoko in the studio.
On January the 30th, 1969, the Beatles gave their final public performance, playing Get Back live on the roof of their Apple Corps headquarters, located at 3 Savile Row in London. This unannounced rooftop concert became one of the most iconic moments in music history. The performance caused a stir in London, with the police eventually shutting it down due to noise complaints. Despite the interruption, the live version of Get Back captured that day is considered one of their best and most spirited recordings. The sound paved the way for the back to basics movement in rock music, influencing artists such as Fleetwood Mac, Tom Petty, Radiohead, and Oasis, to name just a few. Decades later, the song continues to inspire, featuring in pop culture and being covered by countless artists. It remains a testament to the Beatles' enduring legacy and ability to connect across generations. This is more than just a song. It's a testament to the Beatles' ability to adapt, innovate, and reconnect with their roots. If you enjoyed this deep dive, be sure to like this video, become a rockaholic, and subscribe to Lab of Rock. Your thoughts on Get Back in the comments below.